Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on Flash Thoughts. Today's thought of the day is trusting him when you can't trace him. And I know sometimes, we get into the space where we go through situations in life and we're wondering, like, where are you, God? Like, why aren't you doing anything? Why is this happening to me? And sometimes we take the weight of the world on our shoulders because we feel like God is not listening to us, right? And what we have to realize is God is in everything. Everything that happens to you is only because he allowed it, right? One of the hardest things I've had to learn, and am still learning, is every situation is there to teach you a lesson, right? Whether it's to develop your character, whether it's to show you the errors of your ways, whether it's to show you like what God really has in store for you, right? Every situation is meant to teach you something. And the moment you learn that lesson, that's when God can elevate you, right? We get to where we put our trust in man so much that over time, when man fail us, that's kind of how we look at God, right? We get in a place where we start to harden our heart and be like, we're not going to trust this, we're not going to trust that. And then it kind of trickles into our faith, right? And God is a God that cannot lie. Every word that he puts out never returns unto him void. And I know that might seem like, okay, that's what people always saying, but here I am in the same situation and I don't hear from God. Like, I pray, I fast, I read the Bible, and yet I don't hear a word, right? The most like when you're getting put through a test, like, the teacher is super quiet. The teacher is not talking and giving you advice and lessons. The teacher sits still and allow you to take that test, right? It's the same thing with God. You're in a point in your life where he's trying to teach you something about yourself that you have yet to realize or yet to truly believe. And it's only to better you, right? He said he worked all things together for your good, right? So he's just allowing things to happen to help shape you in what he needs to be shaped so that you can go and be that beacon of light that people need, right? One of the hardest things to do is to trust. I get it, right? Because we can see people and we trust and we put our trust in them and they failed us so much time, right? So how can we really trust something that we can't see, right? We can't touch, we can't feel, right? So it's even harder to trust. But what I want to encourage you guys to do, as I'm also taking the challenge as well, is realizing that God is in everything. God is in everything, right? When they say when you start to go through things, right, don't start doubting God. Just look at his character. His character has shown you time and time again that he shows up for people that believe and people that love him, right? One of the things that I do from time to time is when I go through situation, I write down or I go back over the list, right, that I create, that every time I felt like God has showed up in my life, right? So I want you guys to kind of take that same approach and write down every time God has showed up in your life in a situation, right? Got you out of a trouble you may have got yourself into, or even got you out of trouble that you had like nothing to do with and it just kind of happened to you, right? And then when you go over that list, kind of look at it and you'll see, right? That's what shows you God's character. And that one of his characteristics is God is faithful, right? I know it's like, it's easier said than done, right? Especially when you're going through something, is to really believe that you're going to get out of it. I know sometimes the pain is so unbearable. The situation might look like it's coming against you in all aspects and you see no way out, right? If you really trust God, look at how many times he has showed up in your life when you thought you were down for the count, when you thought you were out, right? He's shown up. He's made a way when there was no way, right? We all go through situations in life where we feel like, man, I don't know how I'm going to come out of this. I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, whatever it is, right? And he always shows up. But then we get ourselves, or we get into another situation and it starts to hurt. And then we forget about how God shows up for us, right? God is very consistent, right? The only part of this, like the equation, is us. We're not consistent, right? He's waiting for us to be consistent. He's waiting for us to come higher. He's waiting for us to develop in all areas of our life. He just doesn't want to develop you in one area and then leave all the other areas lacking, right? He wants you to be whole from the inside out, right? So you are going to get put through different situations, different challenges, different tests, because he wants to reveal to you how much you have grown. He wants to reveal to you how strong you are. He wants to reveal to you how you're an overcomer. He wants to reveal to you your resiliency, right? There's a lot of things inside you that God want to continue to show you what's inside of you, right? Because when you get to where he wants you to be, you're going to see how all those challenging situations add up together to now help you to really focus and manage what he needs to manage, right? They said no ears have heard, no eyes have seen what God has in store for you. And just think about that. On your wildest dreams that you have, God has something a lot higher for you, right? And we don't see that. Sometimes we settle, and that's where we run into a lot of headaches, because it's like we're trying to settle, but he's trying to show us this is not what you're meant for. Yes, you might thrive here. Yes, you might be happy there, but I'm calling you somewhere higher, right? As for some of us, even me, the hardest thing to let go of sometime is things you feel like you love to do, right? You love to do it, but God is trying to bring you higher, and that thing that he's trying to get to you is gonna answer all those prayers that you've been seeking for. So all those things that you're praying for, all those things that you're trying to get to that you feel like is making you whole, he's trying to get you to those things, right? We just have to do the work. We have to trust him, right? When we can't trace him, we have to trust him, right? I know it's hard, right? But we have to stick to what we know, not what we see, what we know. What we know is he's faithful. What we know is he's a God that never leaves anyone behind, right? They say he'll leave the 99 to go after the one, right? You're the one. He's concerned with you. He wants to make you happy. He wants you to come up higher. He wants you to prosper. He wants you to be the break in your bloodline, right? He wants you to be that change, right? He wants you to be the light in your workplace, in your school, in the classroom, whatever it is. He wants that for you, right? You just got to believe that. Don't doubt him, right? Don't doubt him. Like I said, just take a pen, get a piece of paper, even in your phone, take out your phone, tablet, computer, whatever it is, and just make a list of every time God has shown up in your life. Every time, no matter big, small, medium, whatever, every time he showed up in your life and got you out of a situation that you felt like was going to take you out, just write them all down, every single one. And when you're done, go over that list and watch and see how faithful he is, right? Like I said, when you can't trace him, you have to trust him, right? He's a God that never lies, and he will show up for you because you're so important to him. He loves you and he wants you to be happy. So continue to trust him even when you feel like you can't trace him, right? Continue to pray, continue to do what you feel like he's calling you to do to come higher in all areas of your life. Continue to seek after him, and you will be amazed. You will be amazed how fast that situation turned around, because now you can hear from him and you can learn that lesson that you need to learn, right? And continue to develop and move forward in life. He loves you and cares so much about you and wants you to be nothing but the full version of yourself, right? So remember, believe what you hear, not what you see. His word never returns to him void. Continue to trust him and you will be okay. Everything's going to work out because he has called you, and I know for a fact you will answer no matter what it is, and he will give you what you've been seeking him for. So continue to trust him. Love you guys. Stay blessed, stay faithful, and continue on that journey no matter how hard it gets. Peace out. See you guys soon.